Just a little bit, baby.
Yes, I did, because it had been photographed and logged, so there's no reason not to.
That's good.
Other than economics of carrying out to standard rules and practices regarding children.
What's going on, people?
Which, with 33 years' experience, you'd certainly know.
I wanted to answer a question that
That's why you did it.
one of my subscribers had asked me a couple videos ago, and
Doesn't fit. You must.
he asked me if I can give advice on how to buy a truck out of state. And
I'm not saying you consciously thought about it.
what would be the process of buying a truck out of state? So I think I went about it the cheapest way. Instead of having the full payment for the truck, I've said it before how I did it, but uh, let me see if I can just be specific and more detailed about how I went about buying this truck out of state. Albert, what's going on, bro? Thanks for being in the neighborhood. Uh, what I did was I leased onto a company, and I leased out one of their trucks because they had trucks that were being leased out by Select Trucks, which by I think which I think Select Trucks is the worst dealer that you can get a truck from. Uh, most dealers, even mom and pop shops, they got your back. They got your back. Whether you get warranty on the truck or not, they still try to help you out. Which Select Trucks, they're trash. Them people they're trash. And I'm just talking about Select Trucks down here in Southern California and Fontana. They're they're a piece of work. Uh, they're to me they're buzzards. They just want to sell the truck, and that's it. And that's all. They don't care about the customer or any of that. But anyways, that's probably another video. This is the way I went about it. I leased onto this company, and I leased out one of their trucks. And I was with them for, I would say, maybe 8 months. And I asked them if I can get another truck and push it into their company, lease on that truck as well into their company. So I had my wife look online for a truck. I was specifically looking for a mid-roof, a light truck. She ended up finding one in Texas. Vieja, do you remember what city was where the truck was in Texas? What city it was? The name of the city? Mars Wall, what's going on, bro? Thanks for being in the neighborhood.
Way down in Texas. The end of Texas. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was at, but it was in Bone, Egypt, in Texas. It was across Texas, almost to the ocean. I forgot the name of the city. So the company was all for it. The company said, yeah. Uh, if anybody knows the Reyes, please share this video with them because I'm answering his question about how to get a truck out of state. So I'm in Southern California, and we check out the truck online. The truck looks good online. So I ended up calling the dealer. I got all the specs. Uh, is it better to buy out of state? Albert, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy out of state. But the thing is this, is that they every 2 years, every 2.5 years, they want to know that Well, no, no, no. Let me rephrase that. See, if you buy it from another state, and say you buy it from Texas, and you bring it to California, pretty much that truck is being ran out of state. So what you're doing is you're not paying the sales taxes because that truck is being ran out of state. Uh, Same thing here in California. If you buy the truck in California, if you buy it in your state, you're gonna pay the sales taxes on that truck. So it's better, it's cheaper to buy the truck out of state and then bring it into your state. So the company was all for me getting another truck and leasing it on to them. Now, keep in mind when you buy a truck, when you get a truck, you cannot roll out. You can't roll off the property with that truck without having insurance for that truck. So my thing was, as long as I'm leased onto this company and this company is willing to lease this other truck on, uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. So I called the dealer, had him review the specs that they had online, and then I had the dealer take pictures of the actual truck right there and then, and the miles on it, and a few things on the truck, like the motor, uh, the rotors, the brakes, the interior, and the miles on the truck. And I had him send me the specs on the truck right there. Send me the specs. So I went over to the company I was leased on to and gave them all the specs. They insured the truck within 24 hours. And I was ready to go get the truck, because the truck was insured. So I went out of state. It was my wife, my youngest, and myself. The three of us took turns driving our daughter's car over to Texas. We got there, and then uh, my my youngest, he's a mechanic. He's a diesel mechanic. So I had him inspect the truck. I mean, he went through it from the bottom of the engine to the top of the fairings. And the only thing that was wrong with the truck, uh, J Ball Sud, what's up? What's up, man? Thanks for being in the neighborhood. The only thing that was wrong with the truck was it needed an alignment. Now we haven't driven this truck yet. My youngest is still doing his inspection, and he tells me it needs an alignment. How did he know it needed an alignment? I don't know. So, anyways, I tell the sales guy, let's take it for a road test. He was okay. So we jumped on the truck, the four of us, my wife, our youngest, the service guy, and myself. And sure enough, I let go of the steering wheel, and the truck started going to the right. So the salesman says, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." Now, keep in mind, the truck is already insured. So now all we have to worry about is registration, right? So this is what happens is they give you temporary registration. It's just a piece of paper with the wannabe license plate numbers, and you just put it up on your windshield while you're driving. You're already insured, uh, so you don't have to worry about anything. But um, as long as you have a company that will insure that truck, you can roll out with it. But if you're gonna do it under your own authority, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. Uh, in this business, that's what you have to do. You have to think of the shortcuts. And I'm not talking about breaking the laws. No. I'm talking about the shortcuts on how to spend money, you know. If I wasn't leased onto that company and that company didn't want to lease on that truck, I would have had to come out of my pocket to insure that truck. And it would have probably cost me like $1,900. And so that's what you have to think about, cutting down on your money, as far as putting it into the business. If you can find shortcuts on how to expand your business, then more power to you. And that's one of the ways. I mean, just because you're leased onto that company and you sign a contract, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you have to stay with that company. You know, you can, you know, bring the truck back, and then a week later, you can quit that company and go to another company. You've already done the hard part, which was bring the truck back into your state. So that's what I did. I leased onto that company. That company insured the truck, so I brought the truck back. Uh, it wasn't an easy job to bring that truck back. It was a mission, but I brought the truck back. I went I went from Texas into New Mexico, and I was bobtailing. And me being the smart guy that I am, I'm thinking, I'm not working. I'm just bobtailing. I just bought this truck, and I didn't have no logs. So I went into the scale. The dude tells me, "Where's your logs?" And I tell him, "I just bought the truck. I'm not working. I'm not on duty." He says, "How do I know that? You need logs. Pull in." So they tried to shut me down for, it wasn't 24. I said yesterday or the day before it was 24. They tried to shut me down for 10 hours, and they asked me to do my logs, but I didn't. As soon as the second shift came in, or the first shift, whatever it was, as soon as they changed uh, DOT officers in the scale, I boned out. And then when I got to Arizona, I don't know why I did it. Again, I just thought, I'm bobtailing, I'm not working. I just bought the truck. There's no need for me to go through the scale. So I just bypassed the scale, and they came chasing me down, and they took me back to the scale, and they cited me on that. And then when I'm about to get into California, right there in Banning, I just say, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to sit here until that Banning scale just closes. Mm. And there's a dirt parking spot right before you get to the Banning scale. And there was two truckers there. And I seen one trucker, and he was on the CB. Of course, I didn't have a CB. And I asked him, "Hey, are you staying in touch with anybody that's going through the scale?" And he goes, "Yeah, my compa's going through there right now. He's going to let me know when they shut down. He's going to go to the bathroom and wait to see till they shut down, because I'm overweight." I said, "All right, I'll follow you, man," because I told my situation. He goes, "Yeah, don't trip. I'll let you know." Sure enough, as soon as the scale was closed, came back to California. But yeah, that's how I did it. That's how I brought the truck back. And that's how I bought a out of state truck. But them are the benefits when you buy a truck out of state. It's cheaper, and of course, you bring it into California. That's pretty much giving you portion plates. A lot of people say that if you buy a truck from out of state, you bring it into your state uh, in about a year or two, you'll get a letter from that state saying, you owe sales taxes on that truck. That's not true. Uh, I didn't get no sales tax. That's for sure. So it's cheaper. It's cheaper to get a truck out of state. Even the down payments are even cheaper sometimes, depending on the state that you get it from. Uh, like for instance, my truck that I got, I got a 2010 Freightliner Cascadia mid-roof with a DD15 engine, and they asked me for 5,500. And it wasn't because my credit was good, because my credit was not good. It wasn't bad either. It was average, but that's the benefits that you have when you buy an out-of-state truck. Mm. If you're in the West Coast uh, or in California, uh, don't buy a truck from Vegas or Arizona. You know, you want to go a little further out. And you'll find them cheaper, and they're good trucks. They're good trucks. There's nothing wrong with them. But that's the benefit that you get for going out of state to buy a truck. It doesn't matter if you're in Chicago and you go to Texas to buy that truck. The rules are still the same for you. They apply the same way. Sales taxes for that state will be expunged. You won't have to pay them sales taxes. But if you buy the truck in your state and you run your truck in your state, you're going to pay sales taxes. How that works it's crazy to me. I still don't understand it. But if you guys live in California, like Mars Woe, uh, Albert, yeah, you live in Cali too as well. Um, as you guys know, if you look online, I mean, trucks here they're crazy, man. They're freaking expensive. So, but if you look in other states, they're cheaper. They're way cheaper. They're like what, 10,000, 15,000 cheaper. So, them are the benefits that you have. Right now that the e-logs are coming into effect, or they're trying to make them come into effect, I do know that they got postponed for 2 more years, but the e-logs they're killing us. And if you have portion plates and you're still running in California and you have portion plates, uh, you're one of the ones that are going to get stuck with that e-log. They're going to make you get that e-log because you have portion plates. Portion plates pretty much tells DOT that you're running out of state. I know portion plates are way cheaper than getting your state's uh, plates, but that's how they get you. Jazam 6R. Hey, bud, how often do you tune up your Detroit engine? I tune up the top of the engine. The top of the engine, I do it once a year. The bottom of the engine, the bearings on the bottom of the engine, I do it every 2.5 years. You do that to the Series 60, your truck will run like a champ. My truck right now has 900 and some change, almost a million miles. And as long as I keep up with that, and the oil is real important. And what's the benefits of the tune-up? The benefit of the tune-up is you keep everything tightened. Uh, Before your injector goes out, you know the injector is going to go out. Crankshaft, oil in your harness, you know. Every time you do the tune-up, that's what they're looking for. So them are the benefits. Biggest benefit is you're not broken down on the side of the freeway. But if you do the top of your engine every year, you'll be good. Carlos de Toro, nice to have you in the neighborhood, bro. How did you finance or buy your first truck? I financed my truck through I leased out to a company, and the company was working through this finance company called Crossroads. So I ended up financing my truck through there, and then I refinanced my truck through a title loan company. With the finance company, it was $1,243 a month, $1,243 a month. And then when I refinanced the truck, I ended up dropping the payment down to $850. So it worked out pretty good. My second truck, I financed it through Daimler. Daimler, them people they're good people. I can't say nothing bad about them people. But them are the benefits that you have picking up a truck from out of state. Shazam, thanks, man. I guess it's time to tune up mines. Got a year and a half ago. I felt it's acting weird with oil pressure. They told me to tune it up and it should be fine. Yeah, Shazam, I find your channel very helpful. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, there's no ifs or buts about it. You know, the top of your engine, do it every year, and it's not much. It's I think uh, well, my mechanic charges me $250. It's not much. Uh, the one that does cost a little bit is the bottom of your motor, and I think that one runs me from 17 to $1,800. So they asked me 300 down here. 300 down? Are you doing just the top of your motor or are you doing both top and bottom? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 300 down. Are you doing just the top of your motor? Top only. Yeah, it shouldn't be more than 300 down. I mean, it shouldn't be more than 300. I don't know why they would ask you for 300 down. It's not hard, bro. It's not hard for the top of the motor to be tuned up. That's crazy. They shouldn't be charging more than 300. That's crazy. If they want more than 300, I would say to go somewhere else. What kind of truck do you have, anyways? Or let me rephrase the question. What kind of engine do you have? A Century 2007. So it's a Series 60? Yeah, it should be a Series 60. Yeah, it shouldn't be more than $300. If they're charging more than $300, go somewhere else, bro. Because, yeah, no, we have the same engine. Yeah, you shouldn't mess with that mechanic. That mechanic is just trying to milk you for some more money. The top of the engine is not, it's not that hard to tune up. That's crap. That, it shouldn't be that much. But anyways, back to the topic. Them are the benefits that you have from buying an out-of-state truck. It's cheaper. Down payment is cheaper, and sales taxes will not bite you in the butt, which is a good thing. But again, if you guys haven't seen uh, S Cargo Transportation's video, he's got a video because he just bought a truck a couple months ago and how he went about it. And all he did was he did all the paperwork here in California, but they sold him the truck in Nevada. So he had to drive with the driver to Nevada, and then the driver gave him the truck right there in Nevada on the state line, or I don't know where, or where in Nevada, but that's all he did, you know, and it came out cheaper. And it's a good truck. It's a good truck. Me personally, I don't like that engine, but it's a good truck. It's a nice looking truck. So them are the benefits that you have from buying an out-of-state truck. I've been searching. I've been searching here in California for a truck because I've noticed that the trucks are they're going down. Because I'm thinking maybe the dealers are getting hip to everybody running out of state to get these trucks, so they're lowering their prices on the trucks here. And because I will be in the market next year or the end of this year to get me another truck, and that is my goal to get me another truck because I need another truck. So I have been looking around here in California to buy another truck, which I'm not really a fan of, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, uh, especially with this e-log BS. Uh, I don't want to. I don't want me or my drivers to get involved in that crap. Whoever I put in that truck that I buy next, because e-logs are just a bunch of headaches. It's just a bunch of BS. I know a lot of people think it's okay, but to limit yourself from making money because some moron thinks after 10 hours, 11 hours, you can't drive no more. Nonsense. So you can't make no more money after the 11 hour. Bunch of crap, you know. Uh, hey, Big Paul, thanks for being in the neighborhood. So uh, I just don't want my driver to deal with that e-log. If I can keep that next truck local, like myself, I'm gonna try to push for that. Because uh, local work for me, it's okay. Even if I have to go look for a driver that wants to do nothing but local, I don't think I have a problem looking for a driver that wants to do local. I don't make as much money as uh what's his name, Quinones, but I make a pretty good living. I can't complain about my paychecks every week doing local work. So will I get another truck out of state? Most likely. But I am looking into getting a truck just here in California because I've been hearing about some dealers down in Long Beach that, there you go, Big Paul. Uh, I've been hearing about some dealers down in Long Beach, especially that one, Big Paul, that they're pretty much handing you the truck with zero down, which is pretty good. And I hear their trucks is they're nice. Robert, thanks for being in the neighborhood. Robert, Robert, I'm a diehard Freightliner. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what they call that truck, freight shaker, shaker freight, whatever they call it. I am a die-hard Freightliner. Uh, have I driven other trucks? Yes. Do I have other trucks, other makes? Yes. But I'm just a diehard. I'm a Freightliner guy. That's all that. There ain't no ifs or buts about it. I like Freightliners. And I like Freightliners, 13 speed or 10 speed? 10 speed, Big Paul. And I like Freightliners because uh, the number one reason, just the number one reason. If it breaks down, I can fix it. You know, uh, if something's going on with the engine, I can't fix the engine, but I know what the problem would be. Uh, I know Cummins engines they're the bomb. If I can find if I can find a Freightliner with a Cummins engine, that's all I would buy. Freightliner with Cummins engines, but they're rare. They're rare. The only one that has them is Gordon Trucking, and Gordon Trucking is not giving them up. I'd be the first to admit Cummins engine is it's the bomb. It's the bomb. It's the baddest engine out there, and they're improving. Their engines are improving, but I'm just a diehard Freightliner. I like Freightliners. I like their looks, and that's that's what I will stick to for myself. For me, that's what I would drive. That's what I would be behind the wheel on. I've driven the Volvos, I've driven the Petes, I've driven the Internationals, but to me, I like Freightliners. Freightliners they're the bomb to me because I can fix them. You know, and when you know how to fix them, you're not losing out because you know how to fix them. Yeah, e-logs are. POA is 1,450 miles, round trips. Takes up to 3 days. Yeah, and see. E-logs. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are making videos right now and they're cool with e-logs, but to me, it's not cool. It's not cool because the truck drivers that are committing all them accidents and fatal accidents, uh, they're not truck drivers. These are either drug addicts, drunks, or just dumbasses. I remember we would go 18, 19 hours nonstop. And some of the older guys, you'd see them out there hustling, hustling. I mean, they're just driving their life away. And they were cool. But since all these idiots decided to start getting high and, stay up 3, 4 days nonstop, no sleep, no food, they ended up killing somebody or they ended up doing something crazy. And that's how these e-logs came about and how they want to manage our money, which I just think is crap. So, them are my thoughts about that. But to get a truck, uh, that's that's how I went about it. To going out of state, getting this truck, and it was cheap. It was cheap. It was real cheap for me. Um, Too bad the truck got smashed last year in January on the 60 and the 710, or should I say the 710 and the 60? Right as you get on 710 North, and then you get on the 60 East. One of my drivers totaled it, and truck is gone. But nothing's lost. So, but yeah, most likely that's what I end up doing. I'm trying to, like I said, trying to stay in California to buy another truck, but 9 out of 10 times I'm just gonna go where I don't have to spend that much money. So I'm probably gonna end up going back out of state to buy a truck, cheaper as in money and less miles and a good truck. So I'll probably end up doing that either the end of the year or the beginning of next year. Either or. I'm not sure yet. Because first I'm trying to do something else. But I just wanted to answer the Ray's question that he asked me the other day. And I really didn't get into details about it. So, the Reyes, if you see this video, bro, I hope it was helpful for you. Uh, and good luck on your truck. All right, fellas. Well, if you guys don't have any more comments, no more questions, I'll let you guys go. Uh, Jazam, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you stick around. Uh, this channel gets pretty fun sometimes, especially. Go ahead, Big Paul. Especially when Big Paul and Albert, Marks, Wool, and Jerry Perry, when we all get on at the same time, it gets real interesting because all of us together, we try to help just one viewer, which is it is a good thing. Uh, how do you adjust the clutch on the Freightliner? Oh, that's easy, Big Paul. That's real easy, bro. It's a 5/8 socket. It's got to be a short socket, or you can get a box wrench. But uh, here, let me show you. I'll show you real quickly. Maybe not with this one. I'll show you with this one. Okay, so here's your nut. Here's your nut. So what you want to do is you want to get under your truck, and I don't know if you have the cover on the bottom of your clutch, but if you don't have the cover, you'll see the flywheel. You'll see the flywheel right there, and there'll be a nut right there. You can grab a screwdriver and say that's the nut right there. You can grab a screwdriver and you could push that nut in. So I need 13 speed, same thing. So uh, it's better to get a short 5/8 socket because as soon as you put it in there, you can grab the wrench and push down on it and then tighten it, tighten it. And what you want to do is, if it's real loose, in other words, if you're trying to put it into gear when you first start the truck and it's grinding a lot, so what you want to do is you want to go 2 times, 1, 2. Then you want to jump in the truck, turn the truck on, and try to put it in gear and see how loose it is. Some guys measure the foot, the pedal on the clutch pedal, to see how far it is. I don't do all that. I'm not into numbers. I'm not into measuring. So that's all I do. I go 2 turns. I just go 1, 2, and then I'll get in the truck, turn the key on, and see how much grinding I do. Then I jump back on the bottom of the truck, get back on that screw, and then just tighten it again. They said his self-adjuster. They say his self-adjuster. So he can adjust it himself, right? That's not a bad idea, Robert. Yeah, I might do that, bro. Uh, don't know if you covered this before. My bad, bro. My question is, how many miles is too much when you buy a truck? How many miles is too much when you buy a truck? Self-adjusting. Yeah, that's all you do, Paul. That's all you do. It's a 5/8 socket. You want to get the short socket. Don't get the long socket because, like I said, that nut has to be pushed in order to adjust. So here's the nut. Put your socket in, and of course the socket, as soon as you push it in, it's gonna push on the nut, right? So you're gonna push, right, and then go 1, 2, and then get in the truck, turn it on, and see how much grinding you're doing. If you're doing still a lot of grinding, then you go back under the truck and do the same process. Um, you could also go to a mechanic and they'll probably charge you like 40, $60 tops, to adjust that clutch. But if it's a self-adjust clutch, Paul, it's easy, bro. That's all you do. That's the process you do. And you do it until you can turn the truck on and that gear will go smooth in. And that's it. That's it. The only thing about self-adjusting clutches, they they tend to come off adjustments every year. So once a year, you're gonna have to do the same process again. It's not hard, Paul. It's not hard. Just like I said, 5/8 short socket, and put the socket in the nut, and while you're holding the socket, push in, and then just 1, 2, because this is as much play as you're gonna have. You're just gonna have like that much play, like that. That's it. Because the hole is only about this big on the clutch, where you can see the flywheel and that nut. So that's all you do is just 2 turns. Well, 2 times, just clank, clank. Go out to the truck, turn it on, try to put it in gear. If it's still grinding, do the process again. It's real easy, bro. I have the same thing on my on this truck that I'm driving right now. Uh, would you drive an automatic or you're a stick guy? I wouldn't drive an automatic. I would not drive an automatic, but that's what they're coming to. Everybody freaking is making these automatics. But I don't know. I can't see myself in automatics. I'm always clowning people that are driving these automatics because to me they're not trucks anymore. Do you double clutch and shift or just shift with engine? I don't double clutch. I just float my gears. That's all I do. I just float them. Some people say it's bad to float them. Uh, some people like to double clutch. I don't like to double clutch. Uh, Engine RPM. Mm. I floated, Paul, at about, I say, 15 or 16. That's when I start floating. But yeah, fellas, I'm gonna cut this short now. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Thanks for your questions and comments. Thanks for tuning in, all you guys. Appreciate you guys. Uh, have a good day and drive safe out there tomorrow or whenever it is that you're gonna get back out on the road. Uh, I have a 13 speed, usually shift. I'm 14. That's not bad. That's not bad. Might as well. We'll see you out there on the port, bro. Be cool out there. All right. You guys have a good one.